Imagine a situation where a DNA sequence jumps from a snake to a cow. This piece of DNA, which is now inside the cow, keeps replicating itself and moving to different chromosomes. Over time, it becomes an integral part of the cow's genome, occupying 25% of the genome sequence. Now a biologist comes along and notices that the cow and the snake share very similar pieces of DNA. What's even weirder is that the mammals in between don't have this kind of DNA. So the patterns don't make sense, and this contradicts everything that we know about inheritance. Well, this process is called horizontal transfer, and the DNA sequences are called jumping genes or transposons. Our research looked at two different jumping genes, BOB and L1. BOB is actually the example that jumped from snakes to cows, and we have evidence that it's also been jumping between a bizarre array of species like elephants, marsupials, sea urchins, and even twice between frogs and bats. We also think that the way it's transferring is that it's using blood-sucking and flying parasites like leeches, ticks, locusts, and even bedbugs. So BOB is a cool example where the transfer is between very distant species, and it's happened fairly recently. L1 elements, on the other hand, are much older, and everyone's just assumed that they've been around since the beginning of time. We know that they're in mammals, and in humans, their jumping around the genome has been linked to quite severe side effects like cancer and schizophrenia. But no one's really done a comprehensive study of a lot of different species. So we took over 700 animals, plants, and even fungi to try to work out L1 dynamics. And because we live in Australia, we have some of the world's craziest species here. What we found is that L1 has probably also transferred between species, but it happened millions of years ago. We noticed that two very important species, the Australian platypus and echidna, don't have any L1s, whereas every other mammal has thousands of L1s. We also noticed that L1s are found in most animals and plants, but they only appear sporadically in fungi. And we have evidence that they might have transferred in aquatic environments, such as between sea worms and oysters. These kind of patterns suggest that the transfer of jumping genes is a lot more widespread than we previously believed. Unfortunately, there are no echidnas today because they're all in hibernation, but this is normally where they would be. These guys are koalas, and their genome just got published last week, so we're really excited to start studying that. Scientists love discovering new things, but a lot of the work we do has broader implications for medicine and wildlife conservation. Hey! It's a really exciting time to be working in genomics because these days we can sequence pretty much any organism. And then we can apply hard maths and science to try to help us understand the world that we live in. You want some more?